All right, it is time now once again for the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. My name is Elias Melas, but you can call me Eli for short. And who is this incredible, amazing lady to my right over here? Who are you? I'm excited. Who are you?
Oh, I'm your girlfriend, Dawn Ledgerwood.
You're my girlfriend, Dawn Ledgerwood, for four years now.
It's official, 4 years.
It's official. We've been together 4 years. Well, as of yesterday, as of the time of this recording, because we are recording this
on the 8th.
Yeah, we're recording this on Sunday, September 7th. It'll be released.
7th? Yeah.
Are we the 8th?
We should be the 8th.
Oh, you got the date wrong.
Oh, it's the 7th.
Oh, yeah. My God. I just realized I did a stream that our 4-year anniversary was yesterday on September 6th on YouTube because you told me it was our anniversary.
I know.
I took your word for it.
I mixed it up in the count. I mean, I wrote.
Okay, I can't get blamed for that.
No,
I'm okay with.
Listen
to me. I'm good with that.
I wrote it down on the 7th, but my calendar, in my defense, starts like weird, like. Okay. So it's like when I looked at it, it was like Saturday, but it's really Sunday. My calendar goes Monday through Sunday when I look at it there. So when I just looked, it looked like Saturday. So yeah, he's off the hook for that. Totally my mistake.
See, baby, listen. The only two things I really give a shit about, number one, that you're happy, and number two, that I don't get blamed for something that's not my fault.
Well, I think everybody out here knows I will take responsibility when I fucked up, and I fucked up. It happens,
Yeah, but what if I screwed up the anniversary thing?
Give me a break.
Oh my God,
We're too old for that to be all big deal-ish.
Okay.
And frankly, this is just the first anniversary we have. This is when we started dating and we met. We're going to have another anniversary. That's going to be our wedding anniversary.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about this is the first set of the anniversary series.
Yes.
It resets when you get married.
Yeah.
But then you can still say, hey, you've been together for, 5 years, but you've been married for 1 year or something, right?
Yeah. So that's all I'm trying to say. My mistake. I know you don't care. I know I don't care. Anyways, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, baby. Happy anniversary. Well, I mean, listen.
Well, we didn't even realize this, and this is a great intro.
I care about the anniversary. What I don't care about is if somebody makes an honest mistake. It's not a big deal. I love you. Like, every day is an anniversary to me. Like, every day being with you is a happy day. I don't need a very special day because every day is a special day with you, which is what I'm trying to say, okay? And so, yeah, it is what it is. It's okay, baby. No big deal. I love you. Happy anniversary. 4 years.
So does that mean we get a do-over from our dinner last night?
A do-over? What do you mean?
We had our anniversary dinner last night, which wasn't our anniversary.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I spent a fortune on dinner last night.
Do we get a do-over?
Yeah, well, tomorrow you'll get another special meal, and
we're gonna spend most of the day together tomorrow. We have
You're
a
getting
lot.
Your nails done. I'm gonna have to pull a lot of money out of my ass tomorrow.
The ATM of Eli.
It's called the ATM of my ass, baby. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, because you literally pull it from your ass.
I literally do.
Like, I don't know how you figure it all out. Because honestly, I've never been very good with money and situations like that.
Yeah.
So before, I would just be like, okay, there's so much money in my bank, I can go and get my nails done and do all that. But I wouldn't think about what was up and coming with my bills.
Well, you have to anticipate your bills coming in.
Exactly, and I wasn't doing that.
See, now people don't write checks anymore. They don't balance their checkbooks. You still have to balance your digital account. You still have to have enough money for anticipated bills that are coming. And so
I love that about my my bank is because when you go online, I've got automatic debit with my car payment. So it will take what balance I have today and then it'll show me
the projected balance.
Right. For the next month. And that actually helps Eli out a lot because he's the one siphoning all the money everywhere. So
siphoning is not a good word.
Well, I'm moving it all around.
Yeah. No, I'm sending
I
send you money into your account for the bills that come out of your account every month. And then
which were previously set up before we got together.
Yeah.
So, we just kept it all the same. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's, technically I'm not making any income right now, but Eli's always been very generous, and at about 4 years living together about 3 years.
It's almost like you're married anyway. So
it's like you're married and the money is shared. It just doesn't matter who brings it in.
Why would you want to be with someone that you don't share everything with, including money?
Right? I mean, like I know when and if I ever get my disability for the fact that I have seizure disorder, I'm unable to drive, so I'm unable to go to work. And I know a lot of people out there is like, oh, well, you could work from home and all this stuff. But with my condition, with it being neurological, I have to be really careful with what I'm getting into. Yeah. I want to make sure I don't have like a seizure. Like I don't need a high stress job because that will bring on seizures. So I have to really find something if I was, but my doctors are right now not. They say I don't want any work for you.
They haven't cleared her yet, and so and
so we're hoping we applied, and I said, when and if, and what did you say? November will be 1 year.
Well, yeah, we're waiting for a status update, and it's getting close to a year, and SSDI. Social Security Disability Insurance, they are very behind because Trump fired the entire staff. Trump fired everyone at the Social Security Administration, so it's like they got the scrub. Well, they have actual workers, but he massively reduced the workforce. And anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm thankful and I'm grateful and I'm so blessed that I have somebody in my life. Mm-hmm. Because if I didn't have him or my family, what would I have been doing?
I don't want to even think about it. And don't give people a reason to make, vulgar,
oh my God, no. Oh my God.
Especially the people on our YouTube
I was not
audience.
even going there.
No, I know, but you know what?
I would, honest to God, if I didn't have Eli and the doctor told me I couldn't drive, and couldn't work, I would still get a job and work because I didn't have anything. I would just have to maybe get rides to work just to be safe that I don't have a seizure on the road.
But you're not cleared to work, so...
No, but see, what I'm telling you is if I wasn't with you, I wouldn't have the doctor's care that would go as far as to go into that and restrict me, like take it as serious enough as that. Like, here, once you grow up, like think about it when you're 16, what is the most liberating thing that you get? The ability to drive and go wherever you want.
I understand, but you're not even understanding what you're saying. And I know, and I honestly, I just want to say this, that with or without the doctor restricting you, you would be putting yourself at risk.
Yes, and that's what I was saying.
And that's what you would have done. You would have risked doing something you shouldn't do because you had no other choice because
otherwise I would be on the street.
You'd be on the street. And the thing is, people shouldn't have to get to that place. We don't need to get a whole lot further into this.
Yeah, no, I was just bringing that up.
The SSDI stuff, and then it's like, we don't have a problem sharing, things that are going on. But.
Well, yeah, like I say, when and if, you can't, really say it's bad of me to have applied. You can't spite me for that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm just going to call you out. Fuck it, because that's what we do. You're only mentioning it at this level because a group of people on YouTube have scrutinized you over it.
No. I'm not going this far.
You're just being.
I'm just being honest and real, like to our whole audience, not just the trolls.
And mad respect for that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that if I didn't have you, I would have put myself at risk. And that's the unfortunate thing with, what's going on in America right now is that's forcing people to do things that are dangerous, not only to themselves,
but to others,
but to other
others
people.
around them. Yep.
And they put you in this place where you have no choice.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't have a lot of support in your life, you know, maybe you don't have a friend that can take you to work, you know. I know when I lived out in Hollister, we had public transportation in town, but it only went out to the junior college in Gilroy.
Oh.
And it drops you off there. And then they have little buses, like, you know, like little transit buses that will go, like they'll take a group to one area.
Yeah.
Like one bus station, and then they'll take a group to the train station, you know, wherever they need to go. But in that process, let's say I worked in Gilroy, which is the next city over, takes by car 20 to 25 minutes.
Correct.
So imagine being on a bus, traveling down 25, which is a 1-lane highway, back and forth, and having to get down there, get into Gilroy, then transfer to another station before I could take a bus to my work. So you're going from 25 minutes to almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Safely. And then if you work past 7 p.m., it shuts down. You can't get home. So
yeah, certain areas are restricted with public transportation, especially more rural type of areas.
Yeah. Here, I believe the buses go 24.
Not 20. I think they go till midnight or so.
Okay, and then they start up again like at 6
a.m.
6. Okay,
I think it's 6 a.m.
Do the trains go 24 hours?
No, same thing.
Okay, but yikes! Yeah, see, I mean, you could call an Uber, but do you want to spend $100 to get home when you've only maybe made $200 that day? You know, it's just all these things you got to think about, and yeah, if I was put in that position, and I'm sure a lot of you would do the same, is that you would find any way to make money and get there, you know, by all means.
Wow. I just read Samtrans, which is our San Mateo, Department of Transportation. That's what they call it, Samtrans. It's San Mateo County Transportation. Samtrans provides 24/7 bus service on certain routes to San Francisco International Airport and operates fixed route buses throughout the day with service ending around 2 a.m. for most routes. So it's 2 a.m. That used to be midnight.
Yeah.
It's 2 a.m., I guess. So, and then, if we're going to put the train, Caltrain, hours per day, weekday service runs from approximately 4:30 a.m. to midnight. Saturday services from 6 a.m. to midnight. And Sunday services from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. So that's reasonable. It is.
Yeah, absolutely reasonable.
Yeah.
But like I said, okay, so let's say Eli brings me to the bus station. I take the bus to wherever I have to go to work. He's got to then worry about me being on the bus by myself in case something happens and nobody knows what to do, you know, and then worry about me for 8 hours at work, you know, just for the, chance that I might have a seizure or I might have another neurological issue or I might have another fall and break something else.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
I'm just saying these are all situations that you and I are preventing.
Well, I have that concern, and here's the thing. Let's get further into this, if you don't mind. Are we?
Yeah, that's fine.
That was a beautiful intro there. Like, what I'm so proud of you for is that, you become a natural at this. You were already a natural, but you've even, fallen into it even more. You've even, just gotten so much better at it, and a better way to put it, comfortable. You feel comfortable.
I look at it more like I'm just having a conversation with you.
That's all it is.
And
it's a conversation that's being recorded. That's all it is,
well,
right?
yeah, we are in a room all by ourselves besides our puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And I use like
and
this.
2 lovebirds too on the screen.
And 2 lovebirds. Yeah.
There, right?
Yeah.
If you turn it around, you're going to see green because it's a
Yeah.
green screen.
Yeah, I know, but they are
Those are
right there.
Those are the lovebirds right there. They're right in the middle of us too. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, that is, if you're on the audio only podcast network, there's a link to the YouTube video in the description of the audio only network. We're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, your very favorite,
and iHeartRadio,
Amazon's Audible, and also YouTube Music and the rest of the audio only podcast network. If you're there and you want to see what's on the screen throughout our shows, you can click the link, and there's a YouTube link that's attached to every of our audio only episodes. It's the same thing, just with video.
Yeah. So that's fine. You can move on.
Oh, okay. Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, welcome anyway to episode number 25 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. We finally got to that after 16 minutes. Not bad. I love you. You can talk all you want.
Dude, we usually do like a 40-minute.
Yeah, but typically I would say welcome to episode number 25 of the show within like the first 2 minutes, but it took me 16 minutes this time because I didn't want to interrupt you. I wanted to be respectful. It's our anniversary. Tomorrow, that is. Well,
today.
Tomorrow is the day of the recording. You said September 8th, right?
No, September 7th.
7th. Okay, so today's our actual anniversary.
Yeah.
Today is the actual day, September 7th, the day that we're recording this. Happy anniversary, my love.
Happy anniversary.
At least the people on YouTube will know that,
and they're going to make a big deal about this.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, so welcome to episode number 25 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. Today's episode's titled, Why Most Relationships Fail. One more time. Episode number 25 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast is titled, Why Most Relationships Fail. And the reason why we decided to do this topic is because we're just celebrating our 4-year anniversary of being together, and our relationship hasn't failed despite, what some people may have thought, on the YouTube streets, where we've been creating content longer than the podcast that we've done through the audio only network as well. That's also on YouTube once again. But we wanted to do this show because, we wanted to talk about what makes our relationship work. And we have 4 Reddit postings to go over as well. They're not very long at all. They're very short, but there are a lot of comments, because what's more important in this topic is, what people are saying in response. Because people are asking, why do you think so many relationships fail, and why do the vast majority of relationships fail, etc.? It's a simple question. Well, what are the opinions of other people? And we're actually going to share with you, what actually works and doesn't work, because we're older and we're very experienced. And Don's been previously married. I've had several previous relationships, and all of those technically have failed. We can call them a failed relationship. We're not unhappy about it at this point. We've worked through it. But we have the experience of failing in many relationships, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Right. And so now that, we're together and it's worked for 4 years, we're going to share with you folks, what makes it work. And before we get to these Reddit postings, my love, you already mentioned a little bit about what makes it work, but go in a little more detail. What do you feel makes our relationship work? And then I'll share my thoughts after that.
Communication, patience, a lot of patience, the ability to spend time together, having a good work business separation.
Good work/personal life balance, like I put on my Match.com profile, which is what you like. And I haven't been too good at that lately, not intentionally, but still. It's gonna change, but it's gonna change, right?
I hope so.
Okay. It sounds like
I've just been living with you for 3 years, and everything that we want to do, like I'll come up with something, you always say, well, let's do that tomorrow.
I don't always do that. I don't always do that. I have done that at times, and
you've done that all this week.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into the reasons why because we're not going to be talking about that, and I think you know why. But again, I have apologized to you off the recording. I'll apologize to you on the recording, and
I know, and I'm not trying to complain. I know exactly why you're not spending as much time with the dogs than I.
Yeah, and I will say this. This is hardcore proof of the emotional distress that I've been dealing with and my lady's been dealing with because of some other aspects that we're currently dealing with. We're not going to talk about them here. But this is what happens when things happen that are out of your control that affect your life.
Yeah.
Other people affect your life. And your livelihood and your ability to make money and your ability to provide for your family. And then,
that puts a strain on us.
Yeah.
Because money is restricted. Yeah. And, I mean, there are certain things in life that I don't think we should ever, take away. Medical care, food.
Right.
You don't make sacrifices for those. Getting your nails done, you sacrifice that.
We're doing them tomorrow.
Yeah, we are doing that tomorrow. I hope my nails can survive. I hope
so too. And I'm sorry.
4, 5, 6, 7 left.
Okay.
3 have popped off very painfully. So that's why I think I'm a little bitter, because when we were going to go last week, that was before most of them broke. And I knew it was getting to the point.
Yeah. No,
the last time I got these done was in July.
Yeah. No, we're going to get them done tomorrow. And look, this is why our relationship works, because I can acknowledge a situation that, I decided to handle differently. Now, Dawn knows I'm not intentionally trying to cause her, any issues, right?
Yeah.
But it's still causing an issue. The bottom line at the end of the day, things need to get done. Just like, when your bills are due, if you don't pay them, they shut off your service. You get late fees. Shit happens, right? You can't say, well, there's not enough money. There's not going to be enough money until tomorrow or the next day. It doesn't matter. And so while I haven't intentionally delayed things we need to get done, I have put them off and prioritized other things. And I'm not saying that they're more important than Dawn, but they do have deadlines. And so it kind of puts me in a position of where I'm conflicted. And the only thing that you can do in that situation is apologize to your lady and try to make it up to her as soon as possible and accept responsibility, and that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to harm anyone. I've never tried to harm anyone. But the kind of person I am, I try to be what they call a quote unquote nice guy. I like to say good guy because, the nice guys finish last stigma. But, I try to be as much of a nice, good guy as possible. And I think being that way.
I would say you're a fair person. Not
reasonable, or is reasonable a better word?
Yeah, I think you're very fair and reasonable. You're kind of in the middle there.
Balanced.
Yeah.
I try to be as balanced as possible, babe. It's not always easy. But family, the importance of family, we've done a show on that in the past. Family is extremely important, and they are the top priority. But when you have other issues that you're dealing with that are affecting you from having the ability to provide for your family, sometimes you have to shift gears and, fight for that and then try to resolve the situation as quickly as possible so you can get back to your family and give them the time and attention and love they deserve. And so, yeah, I get it. I'm here I am. on our show here. And I'm just keeping it real with you folks like Don. And you started off this show on a very, very, how do I put it this way? A very just honest tone. And you don't get a lot of that on the internet nowadays. You get a lot of fake instigated drama bullshit.
Scripted stuff.
Scripted shit and all that. And, it's like you kept it real. You surprised me with the way you started off this show. Quite frankly, I wouldn't have expected you to go into as much detail as you did. I'm not upset that you did, but I'm just proud of how far you've come in all ways, and onwards and upwards.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you a little emotional right now?
A little bit.
Over
just relationships. They're heavy. And talking about them, yeah, it brings up memories. It brings up things. And then it's also tears of joy because I feel I finally found what I've been looking for. So a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And also, the stress. Like I want to speak freely.
You should be able to.
But I can't.
Why not?
Because like you said, anything we say, people are going to turn around.
Well, that's going to change soon. We don't have to talk about it, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, like they're going to make a huge deal over the fact that I forgot the anniversary date. So then they're going to say, oh, well, how strong of a couple are they? They can't even remember their anniversary. Like, these are things that, like, literally, I just sit here and I'm like, why are people so mean?
You know why? And this is what
I
feel.
Hate themselves.
They do hate themselves. That's exactly the answer. That is exactly the answer. I'm going to give you a big round of applause. That is exactly the answer. You nailed it. High five to you. Can you give me one? Yeah, thank you.
See that, people? Look at progress.
She's making progress. You've been using your bone growth stimulator, like that $6,000 device. Thankfully, insurance covered it 100%.
Yeah. The lady.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah, it's funny. They're telling us it's $6,000, but the actual rep that came and she told me, she's like, don't listen to insurance. These things only cost $3,000. Like $3,000, like half of what insurance is charging.
Yeah, and here's the thing: insurance companies have contracted rates to where they get. They probably paid like $2,000 for it. Still, I don't have fucking an extra $2,000 right now just to fucking throw into anything. But
you know what?
If it was for medical stuff, I'll do what it takes to get it for my lady and my family. She is my family. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, when it comes to medical, you can't make any sacrifices.
No, absolutely not. No questions asked.
No.
But,
when I was on my own, I had my ex-boyfriend, and, my medical insurance was just for me. He had his own deal with work, but, I made sure my payment came out on the first of the month, every month.
Because you didn't want to lose your coverage.
Because I did not want to lose that coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Didn't want to lose the coverage. Wanted to make sure it was there. And then I could plan my car payment on the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my two biggest bills.
On the 1st and the 15th. When you get paid, the money goes directly deposited into your account, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's besides rent. And of course, with being in a relationship, we technically shared rent, but most of that came out of his check. So, but yeah, I mean, those are just all things you have to prioritize.
Yeah.
Medical stuff, food, housing. Those are the ways you're going to keep yourself healthy and live longer.
And here's the thing. One of the leading causes of relationships failing is when the couple lives together they don't have enough money, they can't pay their rent, or
Yeah,
do
it's
other
funny.
things.
You think when you're like, oh, well, I'm paying rent and you're paying rent. Why don't we just move in together and only pay one? But then you don't realize when you're coming in, you're not only doing that, but you're also taking on every other expense with that person. Like, he is a man and he's very basic in his needs as far as like, he needs soap, he needs toothpaste, deodorant, pretty much that, his hair dye, and a razor. Okay, that's all he needs to get through life. Okay?
Yeah.
What do I need? Special shampoo, special hair dye. Yeah, these are just my hair.
I need just for men. You forgot one thing.
I did say your hair dye.
I have one special needs.
I said
aspect.
your beard dye. I did say that.
I said special needs. They're going to take that out of context. It's okay.
Yes, I know, but yeah, I did include that.
Yeah.
But I need shampoo, conditioner, which he doesn't need.
I do use it on my beard though.
Yeah. Special soap, special cleanser, special moisturizer.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't even started talking about the makeup.
Oh, geez.
That's just the base. And he knows I'm like, oh, I need an eyeliner. Boom. I need this lipstick. Boom. It's like all of these expenses he's never had in his life. So to come in and see that, and it was like, I remember when I first moved in, one of the things he said I thought was so funny. He's like, oh man, because I forgot what it was like to be like live with a woman with all the hair in the sink and the shower.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no hair, but like now I've got all this hair.
Oh yeah.
And that was like, that's a cute little thing he said, like the first thing he noticed with us living together.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't bad. It wasn't like he was irritated. It was just a quirky little.
It's the truth. You know? It's the absolute truth.
It's like he has his own quirks about, just certain things, the way he organizes things or the way he, like has his routine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's different than my routine, what I would be doing.
It's different for everyone.
Yeah. And so when you come together and you live together, then you kind of adapt and you bring you marry those
high
two.
Five to that. That's a key word that is very important when it comes to making the relationship work. You have to learn to adapt to each other's ways and each other's needs and each other's wants. And you have to also compromise. We'll get to that in a bit. But learning to adapt is critical for a relationship to work. Learning to adapt in any environment, even outside of relationships, is critical to making that particular environment work. But it's extremely critical in a relationship. Well done, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I was just saying, like, acknowledge, accept, marry. You have to marry those two lives together.
Yeah, bring them together.
And what I have to say is I highly, highly recommend living with somebody for at least 2 years.
Before you tie the knot.
Before you tie the knot. Because you can't just go from living separately, tying the knot, and living together. Oh no, you can't do that. Because honestly, like during that phase, that's when you learn the person. You learn the good and you learn the bad.
And the ugly too.
And the ugly.
Yep.
Yeah. You when you go out on dates at first, you're very like polite with everything you do. You make sure you use the right fork and all that stuff and you're proper.
Yeah.
Man, after you live together, you just pick it up and you eat it off the bone, that chicken, you don't be as prim and proper as you are when you're dating. And that's a great thing. You get to see each other be raw and real.
Yeah, but what the funny, you know why we worked? Because I think you and I were more raw and real from the very beginning. I don't think you and I ever tried to overly sugarcoat or overly try to prove to each other that we're worthy for each other. It just happened naturally. I think that's why another reason why it worked is like we didn't have to try. The thing is,
Well,
if you have to try hard all the time to make a relationship work or to keep it going, you're just not meant to be. A relationship should be, I'm not saying they're easy, but you shouldn't have to
it should
try
flow.
to prove to someone that you're worthy of being with them all the time.
And now I want to go back to that.
Yeah.
When I met you, I didn't feel like I was worthy enough for you.
Yeah, but that's normal for women, especially in the beginning, because it's a natural insecurity. If I was that way, it would have turned you off. You would have never given me the time of day. But go ahead. Yeah, you felt that way. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at my past and I was comparing the relationships to the potential of what Eli had to offer me in life. And I'm not saying monetary and I'm talking what he had to offer as far as a person to person.
Heart to heart.
Heart
soul
to heart. Mind to mind.
Soul to soul.
Soul to soul.
Yep.
Exactly. In time though, building a relationship, building the confidence, building that, connection with that person, that automatically brought up my confidence. His acceptance of me and all of my skeletons in my closet and, the good, the bad, the ugly, he accepted it all. And pretty much all came out what the first night we talked. Like I gave him my whole life story.
Mm-hmm.
There was no secrets there. And that's who I am. I am an open book.
Yeah.
You want to know something, I will tell you it, but I'm going to tell you the honest truth. And I know that I had a very bad drinking problem. And I know that I've said things that I didn't realize I was saying or I didn't mean to be saying. And it got misconstrued. And now a lot of that stuff is now like mashed up stories that are out there.
Can I say something real quick?
Say whatever you want.
About the drinking. I have always said, I don't think your drinking problem was as severe as some other people. And I'll explain why. Because you love beer.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You're drinking beer and still that is considered a drinking problem. But there's a difference between if you drink 4 or 6 beers a day and if you have 4 or 6 or 10 or 12 shots of hard stuff. That would have been worse.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from the severity of the situation or take anything away from your recovery because it's been amazing. But the bottom line is there is a difference. I think that I think the one main thing is because it was beer and the alcohol content was far less than shots, I don't think it caused you any liver damage or anything.
It didn't.
So here's the thing. And again, I want to be very, very clear with what I'm saying here. I'm not trying to say that, she, wasn't an alcoholic or as bad of one. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the type of alcohol that she consumed wasn't as damaging to her permanently than if she was drinking a lot of hard stuff or drinking fifths of vodka every day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The type of alcohol, any alcohol can affect you from having falls, getting into car accidents. Yes. But from a damaging standpoint, God bless you that that aspect is good. You've been checked out on that.
Yeah. Liver is fine. Kidneys are fine.
Yeah.
They check my blood literally
it's fine.
Every 6 weeks. Everything is perfect.
It's neurologically where
it's in my brain.
It's in her head. That's my dad, God rest his soul. My mother has always, to this day, she's the same way. She is. She's always been this way. She always thinks because Don and I share a house, with my mother, and it's a 3-story house. She lives in the upper 2 sections, and we live in the bottom in-law unit. And my mother asks me constantly to check her vitals.
Yeah.
And when she was younger and my dad was around and my brother and I were younger, she would always complain that she wasn't feeling well or something like that. And my dad would go, "Woman, it's in your head." My dad, as a joke, used to call my mother woman, right? Because, they had a traditional marriage until my mother ended up going to work. She worked for the county of San Mateo.
That's also
for 25 years, but go ahead.
I think that's also kind of like in the culture of that era.
It was.
And Greek, like the way that they would talk, it wasn't an offensive, "Hey, woman, go make me a sandwich."
No, but my dad, it wasn't that. Because my dad was a better cook than my mom. My mom could cook. My dad, it wasn't that. My dad was more so, just realizing that my mother is a woman, and women are going to be naturally more emotional, and they're going to, be more reactive to certain things, and they're going to be feeling some emotions that may lead them to feel like they're sick when they're not. Like, I swear, every time my mother calls me to take her vitals for a 74 now, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
For a 74-year-old woman, her vitals are perfect. They're around 60 to 65 heart rate and 98 to 99 oxygen. And I take her temperature with an infrared, 98 point something. Mom, it's perfect. Well, then what do I feel? Why do I not feel so? Do you want me to take you to emergency, or you want me to take you to urgent care? Oh, let me just rest and see how I said it's probably a psychological issue. I told her I'm not a doctor, but my dad used to say, "It's in your head, woman. It's in your head." And I'm thinking about my dead father. God rest your soul. Love you.
Love you, Daddy.
All right. It's like, holy Moses. The woman's vitals are perfect.
No, I know.
They're perfect, Dawn.
And it's like, we could be watching like a movie down here, and we could be reacting to the movie. And like, he laughs really loud.
And she thinks we're fighting.
And I laugh loud, and she thinks we're fighting. And then she's like,
you have the TV cranked so loud sometimes that the TV has a sound that sounds like there's fighting going on, and it's fighting within the TV, not within us.
And in our place, we've got hardwood floors,
and the sound echoes and travels.
Open walls, like it's a whole open
Except
space.
Here in the studio, this used to be a fitness room.
Yeah.
It still kind of is. It's part of it. It has carpet. This is the only carpeted room.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Perfect for the studio.
Yeah. So it's really loud out there. So, I forgot what I was talking about.
No, we were talking about my mother and how it's in her head that she's not feeling too well.
And she tells us, she's like, "I can't sleep at night. I can't. I worry about you." And I'm like, "We're fine, Mom. Like, we're totally cool." And we both have loud voices.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes, he'll be in the kitchen, I'll be over in the living room, and he'll say something. I'm like, "What?" Screaming. I'm like, and answering him screaming. And so she thinks that we're fighting.
So you know what I think it is? And I will just briefly state this. I wasn't going to get into it, but my mother has dealt with a lot of the YouTube trolls and haters going real life on us. And we've dealt with a bunch of court cases, fraudulent, frivolous court cases that have been served here at the house. And it's pretty much traumatized her. And she thinks that, these people are always trying to do something, right? So what I was thinking, because I wasn't going to mention, we have a current civil case with the main culprit here on YouTube. I think it may be causing her, it is causing her emotional distress.
Yeah. She worries about
maybe I should have her testify virtually via Microsoft Teams.
Oh, no, your mother said she would write a witness statement
no,
for emotional distress.
She has to testify.
I know what I'm saying, like, bottom line. She said she would write a letter based on emotional distress, what it's put her through.
What's it put you through?
How many times has she gone to the urgent care? Not only just complained to us, but she goes there like it's Starbucks.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh my God. Yeah. My mother and my brother go to urgent care like it's a Starbucks drive-thru.
Or like,
something.
Yeah, seriously.
And for me, it's like, I'm going to just take a fucking nap.
Yeah, that's how I am.
I'll take an Epsom salt bath. I'll take a nap. And even
that's what I do.
told me, if you're a constant, no, baby, I've had it since birth. I've had constipation since birth, and all of YouTube has known about that because I've talked about my constipation issues for years, and there's solutions for that and all that. We're not going to get into that today, but yeah, there's been a lot of emotional distress that we've had to work through, that's been out of our control, that has affected our relationship. Like, and let me ask you this: how has a lot of the stuff happening on YouTube and us running our business, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. This is the GNA podcast. Everything we do on YouTube is a GNA piece of content. How has what we've dealt with from some people on YouTube affected you emotionally, or affected you in any way?
Well, the one main thing it's affected is the amount of time we get to spend together. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, of course, I feel, like we're not being able to be a true couple, go out and do things and have fun, because that has consumed so much of your time that, and what am I going to do? He has to do this. So I just go about my business, but doesn't mean that it doesn't affect me.
You know what? Since you're going to be a witness for me in this case, and since I'm acting as my own attorney, I get to interrogate you on the stand virtually. You're going to be in the other room. I'm going to be in here.
and then you'll hear a thump because I throw something at the wall.
In the court of law, I already know you know this, but we got to make the show at least a little fun. I'm going to have to refer to you as Miss Ledgerwood. Yeah. That is the proper court procedure to address.
Yeah, because I'm divorced, so it's Miss.
It's Miss MS, right? And then this is I'm gonna interrogate you on one thing right now here on this show, okay? As a practice, Miss Ledgerwood, do you feel all of the actions of the defendant have caused you emotional distress? And if so, I can't lead you in. I just have to ask you that. I can't lead you in an answer. Have the actions of the defendant caused you emotional distress?
Yes.
Okay. What type of emotional distress?
It has caused a lack of time with Eli and myself. It has caused emotional stress in the way that I worry about his safekeeping. I have nightmares at night that he literally is going to be attacked on the trail. He's been walking kind of late lately, and it gets really dark. And I worry constantly and I wouldn't worry normally. We live in a great area, but I worry because these people have shown up here. And the one that blindsided us on our walk. So I never know, and I'm worried constantly. Then there's money. Okay, we would be absolutely fine, just baseline, But he is preventing us from becoming going above that baseline.
Yeah, the reputational harm. Let's say this: the reputational harm that's been caused is what has affected our growth. Because when there's a campaign, a targeted, gang stalking type of campaign against you, everybody sees that, even people that just come across you. And when people present false statements as fact, that's defamation. That's the clear-cut meaning of defamation is stating a false statement as a fact. It creates severe reputational harm and discredits you from what you do, and then that keeps people away. We teach personal development. If somebody or a group of people are putting out false statements of fact, it's going to affect us from growing, which affects us from bringing in the revenue that we have the right to earn, right? Go ahead.
I got off track there.
Well, so we were talking about emotional distress, because this can affect, and it has affected our relationship. It has completely affected. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up, because it's relevant to the topic here today.
Yeah, it's to the point where he is working, and I spoke about this, him going later to walk. He is working from the time he wakes up. Now, yes, he makes coffee, he feeds the dog, he
take him out
cleans
to
up,
shit.
you know.
Get your meds ready.
Yeah. He does like these basic morning things, of course.
Take over an hour before I get started.
Yeah, and then
I crush cans too because we recycle and all that.
We don't have to say everything, but it takes generally about an hour and a half of stuff in the morning, and then he comes to the office. And now I have nothing to do, so I sleep in. And
must be nice.
Right? So I'll get up.
I wish I could sleep in.
I'll get up like 11:30 and start my day then.
To be fair, also, you have been recovering from a very serious surgery. You've had 2 surgeries in the last year and a half or so, or almost 2 years, and the neurological stuff, and you're on a lot of medication. So honestly.
And I don't sleep. See, this is the funny thing, guys. I don't know. Maybe a lot of women go through this. I know my friends and I do. But it always seems like we lay down, and then 20 minutes later we have to get up and pee. And you lay down and you're just falling asleep, and then you have to pee. And so I get up like at least 3 times before I actually fall asleep. Like, I'm telling you, every night I see 3 a.m. And then it's about between 3 and 4 that I actually fall asleep, where I'm not interrupted, So in my defense, I don't go to sleep really until around 2 to 3.
Why do you need to defend yourself over a statement you made about yourself?
Well, no, I'm just saying
you made the initial statement. It's all good. You're good.
Do you know why? I'm just saying.
I'm just having fun.
In my defense, I don't go to bed like at 9 p.m. and sleep till 11.
It was a figure of speech, and I'm just having fun because it's our 4-year anniversary, and I love you.
We should tell your mom.
I will.
Maybe she'll take us to dinner. Always looking.
I'll tell her, and we can do that. You know what? Why don't
we do that tomorrow?
We can all go to dinner. It's too late to plan a dinner right now. Let's do dinner. I'll ask her. We can do dinner with the family tomorrow. How's that? You
see, guys?
You see, come on, baby. It's later on in the day, and
Well, Mom she's home from church, so.
Dawn's looking at the cameras that I personally installed here.
Well, yeah, they're for outside for our front yard, so.
Well, there's cameras everywhere, so we don't need these. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying those are the front ones on the front yard. So I can see that she's home.
No, yeah, no, we're on the 3rd floor. The driveway's on the 1st floor at the top of the house.
What time is it right now? I can't.
It's 4:26 p.m.
Yeah, it probably is too late.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow.
Because you know what? I bet you she's already ate something at church. That's going to fill her up for the day.
She goes to church on Sunday's the day of rest for her. Yeah, thank you, baby. Thank you for not giving me too much shit about that.
Well, actually, I'm just giving you a break because I love your mom and I respect her.
Well, okay.
And what she would like.
You know what? I'll gladly accept that.
I have never once in my life have liked a mother-in-law. Never got along with them. Maybe it's good.
You got some pretty shitty mother-in-laws, babe.
Oh, and it's been a cause to breakups. It has led to the end of a relationship. Like, I can't tolerate your mom,
I think we should specifically send the link to this episode of the podcast on YouTube to your mother.
My mom won't watch. My mom stays completely separate.
Is your mom somewhat off the grid? Somewhat. No, I'm not saying she's fully off the grid.
No, I wouldn't say.
She stays off of social media besides Facebook and stuff, huh?
Yeah, she's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, like all those like junior high ones.
But she doesn't go on YouTube because YouTube,
oh my gosh, she didn't have time for stupid YouTube. And she's retired.
YouTube is the best video platform in the world. The bottom line is that there's a lot of crazy shit happening on YouTube too.
Well, it's not just that, but there's you can put your interests in. So like for myself, I've got a lot of cooking things that come up. So you can specialize it so you're just getting what you want. But she doesn't really, she's never been into YouTube. YouTube's been around for a long time. She's never even clicked on it until she checked him out.
You know what my mom says? Oh, I hate that YouTube.
I hate that YouTube.
She hates YouTube because of what these people have done. But you know what the funny thing is?
She doesn't watch him either.
No, but here's the thing. No, I mean, sometimes, but usually not.
She told me to turn you off one night.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful. We were making dinner, her and I, and he was coming home from his walk. So I had it on, and she goes, turn that off. I don't want to listen to him. I was like, okay.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. Okay, so here.
That's so funny, though. She's hysterical.
She watches Greek YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So she does use YouTube. Okay? She just doesn't like what
Fake
these people have done
drama.
to go real life. It's funny. These people say that myself and other people I'm associated with on YouTube go real life on people. We don't go real life on people. People have gone real life at us, and we've had to use the legal system to protect ourselves, and that's as far as it goes.
Just this morning, somebody on YouTube openly doxed somebody's personal work license. And that's why.
That's the first I heard about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can tell me about that afterwards. We don't need to put that out here.
Yeah. But I mean, my point is, why? What is that going to do for you?
They have the other content, makes them feel powerful, makes them feel like they have some kind of purpose,
or control. They've control
right,
over
right.
you because they know your license number. Ooh, you scared me.
Is putting out a license number that's publicly searchable on the internet even doxing? It's really not.
Well, I only said doxing because it was
could
like
be more harassment.
Well, yeah, but I only said doxing because it was something that they legitimately put out that nobody. Yeah, it's public knowledge, but who's really gonna look up? Sally Joe, whatever, and like just on like the average, nobody's going to look it up.
What it is, it's harassment. It's unwanted attention with the intent to create harm.
Yes,
that's all it is. It's unwanted attention brought to that license with the intention to create harm through the content.
Yes,
right. And a lot of these people, they'll put shit out there like that, and they'll say, go file a complaint, using their license number and this and that. And in my head, I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Go
fuck yourself.
They actually said they were going to make a complaint to the state board that I was practicing nursing. And I'm like, how?
Let me ask you this. Please don't mention the name, but is it the same person that put out this information?
Yes.
Well, listen, we don't need to give that person any more. She likes being talked about. She
does.
The attention.
So we're not going to
give it to her, right? Not at least not directly by saying her name. But man, God, I'm not surprised. Anyway, shall we? Do you have to use the restroom anytime soon?
Let's go restroom.
Okay, well, hold on.
Okay,
you have to go right now. Okay.
Well, are we getting ready for Reddit?
In about 5 minutes. Can you hang for 5 minutes here? So we can. We're 58 minutes into the monologue. It's probably the longest monologue we've done, but it's a good one because
it's probably the longest time I've gone without peeing.
Well, that's good. You're getting better. You got the right treatment and all that for bladder control and all that. Like you're doing phenomenal.
I have so many different things like going on between my shoulder with physical therapy. Bladder control. And y'all can say whatever the fuck you want to say. If you've had a baby, you're gonna leak. So fuck you. Whatever.
Well, that happens to everybody. But the thing is, you've gotten procedures done. You've also got the right medication, and it's tremendously helped you.
Yeah.
With that. So. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much going on with with all that on my body.
So
So
before we get into the Reddit stuff, and then you're going to take your break in a second here. What do you think? By the way, the interrogation was great.
oh, okay.
The interrogation, you responded it.
I will work. Honestly, I will work on it more before it comes up. But that was just
you
on the fly.
But the bottom line is, you already know what happened here. You already know what's been going on. We only mention it here because we want to show people what can affect their relationship and how to handle these situations.
Sorry, I'm getting a fan.
Oh, that's okay. I've got a little bit of a cold, so I've been kind of clearing my throat every now and then. But what do you feel? And I kind of already stated this, but I want you to tell me, what do you feel is the one single most important aspect of a relationship? One thing.
Honesty.
Trust. Amen. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to give you a what? A what? A big
round
of applause. Honesty and trust. Same thing. Trust is the most important thing. And honesty is based off of trust, or trust is based off of honesty. You got to be honest. Like, if you're not going to be honest with your partner, and if there's no trust in your relationship, it's not going to last. It's just not going to work. Why would you lie to someone? I mean, why would you lie and then think that you can continue to play off a lie that comes off believable and keeps someone around for that? I mean, if it's the man doing that shows major insecurities, and the woman will figure it out at some point, and then she'll eventually leave you. But go ahead, babe. Anything else you want to mention regarding that?
No, I do have things to mention.
Go ahead.
But no. It's going to be once we get into like talking and comparing like the Reddits and talking about our own relationships.
Oh,
because I have certain circumstances and in the relationship. So yeah, we can take a quick little break and then go into Reddits. What?
I'm sorry. I just got a text from, I'm not going to mention who it is, from one of our good friends from the YouTube streets. And he's saying, let those people bring whoever they want and whatever they want to the court case. They're all mentally ill. Well, he used the mentally R word, but I'm not going to say that on YouTube.
And that is something I'm trying to get us away from saying. But, he nailed it on the head there.
I know that what?
He nailed it on the head there.
Of course, baby. Well, when the mental illness is, to show someone else's crazy pattern of behavior, right? I mean, anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. These people are certifiably like stupid, and need to be.
In our opinion, they're beyond mentally ill.
Saying they're mentally ill is not even it. That is an insult to people who actually have mental illness. They simply just have stupidity. They are stupid as fuck. And, why don't you pick up a book, guys? Why don't you pick up a book and read it? Maybe you'll catch up to my education level. At least I went and graduated college. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm bitter.
And you know what? Saying that you feel someone is mentally ill is not defamatory if their behavior coincides with one that would have mental illness.
That's true. I
want to make that very, very clear, and that's an opinion. Go ahead.
And that's why I want to say I'm trying to get away from saying mental illness. Each and every person they're different. You could have very mild mental illness. You could have very extreme. So there's a big playing field there. So I don't like to I don't like to blanket I don't like to put everybody into one section.
Yeah. But if you're going to state something about somebody, there has to be a reason for
merit.
It.
You need merit.
If people are acting in a certain way that a mentally ill person would act, you saying that they're mentally ill, or saying
then the question is
that they're mentally ill. That's legitimate, right?
It poses the question is, what is your idea of mentally ill versus what is my idea? There's a lot of different ideas of what could be considered mentally ill.
Yeah.
So to just say these people are mentally ill is really just not even telling the audience how they really are. Well,
even if you specifically say to somebody that they're mentally ill, it's more considered like it's hyperbole, meaning it's an exaggerated statement. And basically there is truth to it because of how they're behaving. There's justifiable reasons to make a statement like that. If somebody says that you're dangerous or you're a dangerous person, okay, and then let's say they try to get a restraining order on you because they feel you're dangerous, and then they go on YouTube and say, well, I tried to get this restraining order because this person is dangerous. That is making a false statement as fact, especially if the case was dismissed and there's no other proof of me being dangerous. Let me ask you a question before you go, because this is another question I'm going to ask you on the stand regarding this civil case. Miss Ledgerwood, you've lived with me for 3 years. We've been together for 4 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you know me pretty well. Probably
I believe that I do.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you consider myself to be a dangerous person? And why or why not?
No, I would never consider you dangerous because I know what it's like to be around dangerous people.
Oh. Please elaborate.
I was in a very abusive relationship.
Okay.
And I was beat up and I didn't feel safe, and I've never not felt safe here.
Miss Ledgerwood, have you ever felt unsafe being around me at any time since we've been together for 4 years?
Never.
Not one time?
Not one time.
Okay.
I mean, off. Maybe when you're around a snake, but
well,
that's off the record.
When I'm around a snake.
Yeah, you're big old.
The snake is the dangerous one. I'm running away.
Yeah.
How can I be of danger to you?
Because you will leave me there.
That doesn't make me a dangerous person. That makes me a big fucking pussy in that case.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, my own woman is trying to accuse me of defamation here, right?
No.
I'm kidding, right? Listen, when it comes to rattlesnakes, I'm a big fucking pussy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, okay? That doesn't make me a dangerous person. That makes me a fucking sissy.
Yeah.
Okay? So, but that's going to be, one of the questions there. But have you ever felt unsafe for me at any time? And then I'll ask you this. You've been a part of my YouTube community since we've been around, right?
Correct.
About 4 years, would you say?
Correct.
Okay. From everything that you've seen out, how much of what's happened have you seen?
I've seen pretty much everything that has happened. Okay. As far as I know.
Okay. As far as you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From what you've seen out there, do you feel that at any time that you've been with me, I have been of danger to anyone through my YouTube content or anything that I put out there?
No.
Okay. No further questions, Miss Ledgerwood.
Thank you.
But then you're going to be interrogated.
Bring it on, tampon.
Okay. You're going to be interrogated by the defendant, which he's going to try to rattle your cage.
Oh, rattle me, baby. Rattle me.
The thing is, that motherfucker.
That's exciting.
That motherfucker is going to try to probably make up shit or ask you shit and try to get to you emotionally. He is an extremely, in my opinion, and it's also been proven, but I'm just going to state it as my opinion. He is very, very emotionally abusive towards women.
That is correct.
He has constantly, and this is something that, I didn't even want to get into this. The only reason why I'm mentioning this is because, this has been a part of what's affected our relationship. And why are we still together? Because we both understand that sometimes things happen, and sometimes, we got to take some time away from our fun activities of being together and spending time together to take care of that issue as a team, communicate regularly, and still, find some. We find time to still do things. It's just taken, probably half or more of that time. But we still spend time every day. But instead of spending 3, 4, 5 hours every day, it's 1 hour, and then I'm back to work. Right?
Yep.
Do you have to go pee-pee?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me do this before you get up. Let me go ahead and turn off the video here on the YouTube side of things. And go ahead, baby. Go ahead and hey, Sandra just responded, for the people that know Sandra out there, and said the judge may not want to hear any witnesses. In this case, I'll have to let her know that they are going to allow witnesses, actually. But maybe the judge won't want to hear them because it won't be necessary on our end. All right. While Don is taking a restroom break, let me remind everyone that this podcast is not only on YouTube, but it's also throughout the entire audio-only podcast network. So if you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon's Music, my lady's favorite, iHeartRadio. That's where I listen to the replay every week. Amazon's Audible. They have Amazon Music and Amazon Audible. They both serve podcasts. We're on YouTube Music and the rest of the audio-only podcast network. If you're listening to us audio-only and you would like to consume, view, however you want to say it, the YouTube video, go in the description section of wherever you're listening to this audio only and click the link to the video of our podcast, which is hosted on our main YouTube channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. GNA stands for Genuine Networking Association. We are now a registered trademark like you see on your screen on the YouTube side of things. And even throughout the podcast network, any images that we use with our star logo has the R at the bottom of the logo in black or white, depending on the color of the background. So we're not going to put a black R with a circle around a black background because then you won't see it. We'll use the white version of it. But anyway, so we don't discriminate. We like both black and white. Anyway, so when you go to the main channel after clicking that link, the video will start, but you can also subscribe to the channel while you're there. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. You can also go below in that description section of the YouTube video on our main channel. A couple lines down is a link to our secondary channel, our live streaming channel known as GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, where I do Walking with Purpose live streams, if not every day, almost every day. I walk about 350 out of the 365 days live on YouTube. Sometimes Dawn will join me on those walks. She hasn't been able to join me for the last maybe month and a half or 2 months because of her shoulder surgery, and she's still recovering from it. But we're going to get checked out by the doctor soon, and maybe she'll be able to start doing those walks again within the next month or two. And you're back, huh?
I am back.
You're not camera ready yet. We're going to wait. We're going to wait for you to be camera official, right? What do they call it? Camera ready official or camera official, right?
Yeah.
It's all good. It looks good.
Okay.
Okay, we ready to go back on camera? Okay. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah, so yeah, make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications to our secondary channel, GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, because, yeah, I go live almost every day there. Don joins me sometimes. Sometimes we will do in-studio live streams. Sometimes we may even do an in-studio live stream on the main channel. Sometimes, we've done it in the past. So make sure you subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe. You tap the bell. Make sure you tap the bell. And after you tap the bell, you have to tap all, because it doesn't default to all. It defaults to like customized or, occasional notifications, which is what that means. So tap all and you'll get everything the moment that we go live or put out any pre-recorded content. All right, babe. So are we ready to get right to the first of 4 Reddit postings? We're at 1 hour and 15 minutes. We're doing quite well, huh?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Let's switch on over to the browser screen here. This first posting is from the subreddit r emotional intelligence, which is what a lot of men don't have. Women pretty much come standard. They're born with emotional intelligence. A lot of men, should learn emotional intelligence by a certain age, but many of them, if not most, they don't. And
I think
that's a huge issue, isn't it?
Well, I think a lot of men do have these feelings. They just are too tough to show them.
Well, that's a lack of emotional intelligence.
Well, it's a lack of intelligence.
Oh, it's a lack of intelligence, emotional intelligence. It's an insecurity. It's a major insecurity.
It's a major insecurity. If they say, oh, I never saw my grandpa cry, never saw my dad cry. The one time I did see my dad cry was when his grandma passed away.
You don't have to cry to have emotional intelligence. You could be nice to your lady.
Yeah, I'm just kind of starting with one thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm saying, even down to that raw emotion of just letting it all out. You don't typically see men do that.
Yeah.
But I welcome that because, it's almost like an orgasm. It's just a release of all of the pent up, frustration you have. I distracted myself with orgasm.
Yeah, what was that song? Big men, they don't cry. No, I know there was a song.
It's Big Girls. No, wait.
Oh, Big Girls. It's Big Girls. Sorry, I butchered that song. See, I butchered it. It's Big Girls. They don't cry.
They don't cry.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. But women, it's much more normal for a woman to cry. But anyway, you're right. I butchered that. But big men, the theory's been that they're not supposed to cry. And for the most part, as a man, you should be able to contain your emotional shit most of the time. But hey,
I don't want to cry, baby. I want somebody that can literally be raw. You don't have to cry to be raw.
Isn't crying occasional? Like when something is extremely emotional? I mean, is there something wrong with a man crying on occasion?
Oh, God, no.
Okay,
no,
thank you for validating that, babe.
Yeah, I do believe that there are things, there are episodes in life, there are traumas in life that will bring up those feelings. And now I don't, I have a couple of friends, and one of them, this gentleman, is literally a teddy bear. Like, he is so sweet.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
He's fluffy.
He's fluffy.
Is he fluffy?
Like Gabriel Iglesias.
Like Gabriel Iglesias? That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
they actually call him fluffy. You're right.
Yeah. So anyways, he's one of those friends, but he also, like, he really can, hone in on those emotions that he has.
Yeah.
I've had him not cry, but break down with emotions. He has expressed to me, he had a horrible car accident. And after that, he just felt like he couldn't recover and be confident enough to go out and be the man he used to be and get women. And he goes, I don't want just like booty calls. I want the companionship. I want that person to be there for me every day. I don't want to just call random bitches over, you know? He's a man looking for a companion. And yeah, he has to let it out sometime. And, you know, he has his guys, but like then he doesn't want to be all soft with them. So he's got his group of lady friends that, you know, we all sit and listen to him.
So he says, I'm half the man I used to be.
Yeah, that's how he's feeling.
You know what that was? That was a group called STP, Stone Temple Pilots.
I didn't listen to them. I didn't listen to them.
Oh, my brother used to love Stone Temple Pilots.
See,
yeah. Back like I think in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say.
When did that song come out? Go ahead.
I was going to say it was like, because I started high school in 89. So that was
1992. So it was the year that I graduated from Sarah High School, where Stone Temple Pilots released Creep. And I'm not talking about the Creep.
Not TLC Creep.
TLC, yeah.
See, now that's great. Good segue.
That's with Lisa Left Eye,
Left Eye, yeah.
Right.
Rest in peace, my sweet
R.I.P.
love.
Rip.
But that is a good thing because, like, you're saying that was something you were into, your brother was into. That was a different style of music in the 90s. And then there was the TLC and the poppy world of the 90s. And I tended to go with those artists over that. I don't even know. It was like alternative, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just, you know, I mean, differences. I mean, I knew some girls that were all Depeche Mode all day long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to each its own.
Shall we continue?
Continue.
All right, let's go back to the other screen there. So this is from the subreddit again, r/emotional intelligence. See, we just talked like for 10 minutes over just the name of the group. Why do you think so many relationships fail? One more time. Why do you think so many relationships fail? It seems like most relationships end in a breakup or divorce. Why is that? I figured someone in this sub would be able to provide a nuanced answer. Yeah, and see, this is more about the answers, not even the question's important to trigger the answers, but they're not going to go into detail on their original posting. So Sketchy Deep Thinker says, I'll answer this without bad mouthing monogamy. Oh, this must be like a MGTOW person or something. Why? Because too many people show up expecting fulfillment instead of offering it. That
truth. That
we got to give that a big round of applause.
That is very much on point.
A relationship is more about giving than taking.
Getting.
And my theory has always been give to give, not give to get. When you give to give, eventually the law of reciprocity will come back to you in due time. Go ahead, babe.
No, that is true. That's a major thing in a relationship. You can't go in expecting everything that's on your list. You know, that's some pretty high expectations there.
Babe, because your kiss is on my lips. Because your kiss, I can't resist. Because your kiss is on my list. Anyway.
Who sang that?
Daryl Hall and John Oates.
That's right.
Hall and Oates, baby.
That's right.
You know what you say back then? Who sang that? And you say it, and they go, well, keep it that way. That's why back in the grammar school days, we would tease each other. If any one of us was singing, we would ask the person, you know, well, who sang that? And we would then answer, and then they would say, well, keep it that way.
Yeah.
It's a way of saying that you're a shitty singer.
Yeah,
right?
It's like keep your day job.
And I didn't understand that shit back then. You see, I couldn't take that. That's just some fun, playful humor, right? But when you're in grammar school and you don't understand that and you feel you're being fucking picked on, you know, that's just the way it goes. Anyway, let's see. they come in looking for someone to complete them, validate their pain, or distract them from their unresolved mess. They're not ready to build. They're looking to be rescued. Well, here's the thing. Women and men are different. Women, it's normal for women to look for someone to complete them. It's normal for women to seek validation and all that. It's not normal for men. Now, there is such a thing as a woman that seeks validation beyond the norm, and that can be an issue. But all women at a normal and biological level, okay, they're out there to seek men to complete them. They're out there to seek men to validate that they're beautiful, to validate that they're worthy, and this and that. That is completely normal. So I have to partially disagree with that. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, okay, I will counter you a little bit.
Okay, counter me, baby. Put me on the stand, baby. I'm ready to be interrogated the shit out of. Look at her. Baby, come on. At least admit you're with a funny dude that it doesn't even try to. He's funny without even trying.
And then you're funny, like, and I don't like expect it, and then you totally take me away.
You don't expect it because you think I'm usually boring, but every now
No.
and then I kind of throw a zinger in there and it brings life back, right?
Well, yeah. So, oh my God, sometimes he can be so funny, and it's like he doesn't even know how funny.
Am I selectively funny, baby?
Selectively
funny. Okay.
Sometimes you say things and they're not so funny, but yeah. Okay. Sometimes you're very hysterical.
All right.
But I was going to counter that with, say again the statement.
They come in looking for someone to complete them, validate their pain. Yeah.
Rescue. Mm-hmm. That I do believe is happening a lot out there. On both sides. I do, because a lot of times these days, men, I'm not blanketing, but there is a group that just isn't quite as work oriented and, have that mindset. They need to be rescued.
So you felt in your past relationships you had to rescue some men.
And that was my problem, is because when I love, or when I,
you love whole and you love hard.
Yeah, and and it sounds horrible, but when I set my mind to changing something, I set my mind to it. So, but I had to learn I couldn't change it, and I couldn't rescue these men. It did nothing for me, and it made me look like I didn't have any confidence in myself, because I was taking in all these broken guys, and I wasn't living the life I wanted to live. I'm not going to lie. Of course, every little girl I know dreams of growing up, having the wedding and having the white picket fence house with 2 kids and a golden retriever, which what I had. Literally minus the white picket fence.
Here's the thing. You mentioned, that was Gordy?
Yes, my baby Gordy.
Okay. I wanted you to know that I was paying attention. I wasn't trying to cut you off, but I heard your dog Gordy, right? He's the legendary Gordy, right?
Gordy Ledgerwood.
Gordy Ledgerwood. All of your dogs, even when we get married, you're still going to have your dogs named as Ledgerwoods.
Be a Ledgerwood Melas.
Ledgerwood Melas. Okay, hyphenated, right? And she'll do it too. Anyway, so, oh man, did I lose my train of thought again?
Oh, what? Rescue. We were rescuing.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, it is okay. And I know you're going to disagree with me on this. It is far more considered normal to society for men to rescue women than for women to rescue men. That doesn't mean women are not capable of working and making money and being the breadwinners. The thing is, and this is exactly what you're saying in different words. You lost respect for the guy that you were doing that. The thing is, women will not respect men that they out-earn, that they are the man in the relationship. Like, the bottom line, they will not respect men that exude more feminine energy than masculine energy. The bottom line,
or just have no drive in life.
Well, you were the man in the relationship and he was the woman.
So let's go. Okay, so I was married to a very determined, successful man. Okay, he had a plan and he got it done, and I had a plan and I got it done. We had our 2 kids, we got our 2 kids before our plans were done. But, we got the house. We had the golden retriever. Everything was great. Okay. But you know what? That doesn't always buy you happiness. And that is unfortunately what happened in my relationship. And then I felt after that, I wasn't worthy because I was essentially,
you felt like a failure.
Yeah, because I was essentially the one kicked out of the family. Even though I had my kids, but I was the one to be like, okay, you're not going to be a part of this group, And then since I went out and I felt superior. I was a nurse, I could bag any guy. I said bag, not bang. So
meaning that you felt that you could attract any man.
I could attract any guy.
To put it in professional, non-sexualized terms, right?
Yeah, I felt as if I could walk into
what happens if a guy says he can bag any girl? What would you think he was meaning by that?
That he was like, he felt confident. No.
That's what we used to say. I'm going to go bag her or bang her.
I didn't. I said bag, not bang.
I know that, but even if a guy were to say, "I'm going to go bag a chick tonight," a lot of guys.
I'm not saying tonight. That's the thing.
I understand that. I'm just saying. I'm just having fun with it. Go ahead, baby. It's all good.
Because I'm lost.
You're not lost.
I am lost because I don't know what I was saying before you jumped in there. I know I was talking about rescuing. But I left off with Dave.
Yeah, you're talking. He was a very determined man, and then you were going into how you got your shit together by going to get your nursing degree and all that.
I had that all before.
Yes,
and then the reason, because I did have my nursing degree, I made good money. I was a good-looking person. I felt like fuck. Any man that turns me down is an idiot.
It's an idiot.
Total idiot.
You had a lot of self-confidence.
And you know what? If that self-confidence would have continued, guess what?
What?
I'd be a nurse still. I'd still be a nurse.
Yeah. Well, that particular guy, it caused the issues, and because of that issue with him, it was taken out of context, and it cost you, unfortunately. We've talked about that before. We don't have to get into that.
Yeah, we don't have to go. But it is part of this.
Right.
Why most relationships fail.
Right.
Now, I'm carrying him. He literally could not hold a job longer than 3 months, I'd say. And so, of course, I'm a nurse. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm making all the money. Well, wouldn't you just want to get all settled in with me? Have a little sugar mama?
I would not.
No, not a real man.
No. I never gave the time of day to women that were. I'm not saying that I wouldn't give the time of day to a woman that has a career, but a woman that is more career focused than relationship focused and can't balance it out. I saw women like that I talked to women like that online, and it just, you were career focused, but you also were relationship focused. You were balanced in the middle.
Yeah.
But still, you were the breadwinner because you were with a man that could not provide.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line. Yeah. I couldn't rely on him for anything right. but to get drunk and then get violent. Now, then segueing into the next one. Now, this man, he had a job the whole time we were dating. Okay. So already a step ahead. But this guy, he wanted to be a police officer, but he didn't want to be on the streets. He wanted to be like campus police. So he's already the type that didn't have the drive to go all the way. He just wanted the bare minimums in life. And so he accepted that. And when I started making more money, I got arrogant and I emasculated him. Emasculated him so much by saying, you know, dude, you could go out easily and work at any other place that's in your field and make more money than me. And that's what should be you doing. You should be planning a 401k and retirement, you know? But no, I'm happy at $18 an hour, you know, with nothing. So I couldn't stay with somebody who at this age in life wasn't looking at the future in retirement.
Well, yeah. No, I totally.
Because he goes, I'll just be a security guard until I'm 90. Well, yeah, there are a lot of old security guards out there, but dude, really? Is that what you really want in life?
I mean, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with doing security, but he could work his way up into management and he can run a security business and he could be the head security guard or whatever. Like
Atlas Security is a huge security company.
And they have a management team that someone can get promoted and make more money and be a leader, which is and I'm not saying that a security guard is not a respectful position. But I think it all boils down to, you know, what you want out of life and how it relates to who you're with. Like, you two were in different places and you're in different places. He found someone that accepts him and has a similar type of career and that works for them. You more so want to be with a more professional man that is professionally oriented, is goal driven to either work a professional job where he can get promoted into management or a CEO position, or start his own business and create his own thing, right?
Yeah.
Because you come from the professional world of being a nurse.
And and also going back to childhood and having parents that were professionally driven and looking for the future.
Like attracts like. Like I've always said, like attracts like, and opposites do not attract, in my opinion. A lot of people say they do. They don't. The bottom line is, the reason why Donna and I work also, she loves personal development and self-help. That was the first thing she noticed about me, that I was doing that. And she would listen to my shows when she was at work back then.
I get yelled at all the time. Huh? I get yelled at all the time, but I didn't care.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, so we don't have to mention that here. But anyway, so, but yeah, I mean, we had and still have a lot more in common than we don't. So I'm not saying we have everything in common, but if you don't at least have like 51% in common with the person you're with, more in common than not, it's probably not going to work out. Now, there are some things Dawn likes that I don't like. There are some things she likes that I don't hate, but I don't like as much, and vice versa. That's going to happen. But if you're not, I'd say 51% similar, at least, it's probably not going to work out because you can't relate to things as well. And, you know, what you're driven to accomplish in life is different than what someone else is driven to accomplish. Again, if you're the type of person that works in a more professional environment or has worked in the professional world, you're going to want to be with a professional type of person like that, right? If you're, again, nothing wrong with being a security guard. It's technically not considered a professional type of job if you're in management, it's professional, but a security guard is considered more like an entry-level type of job.
Yeah.
And so you're not looking for an entry-level type of man. And
well, exactly.
I can understand that.
Exactly. And this was the one thing that really bothered me. in Hollister, it's very small. You meet a lot of people all around town. You can network. Oh my God. I had so many people trying to get him into a place in Hollister, which would be 5 minutes from the house.
That would pay him $30 an hour.
That would pay him 30. Yeah. I mean, he'd still work night shift, which he wanted. Mm-hmm. The reason he didn't want to do it is because he would have to interact with people. And all he wanted to do was sit and play video games all night and not have to deal with people. I mean, okay, I'll take a $12 cut for not dealing with people. No. Hard no.
Anyone that would turn down a similar job that would pay $12 an hour more, almost twice what he was making,
is lazy.
Is simply lazy. I mean, that's what it is.
And I couldn't handle that.
But here's the thing. If that's what he wants, and he's making enough to survive at $18 or $20 an hour, whatever it is, and he's working overtime, if he finds someone that accepts him for that, good for him. And he has found someone that accepts him for that.
As far as we know. We don't know what's in anybody's relationship.
Well, I mean,
I can say is that they have been not quite as long as us, but they've been together for a couple of years. They live together. So, I mean, yeah, he has something going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, like attracts like. The reason why most relationships fail, in my opinion, is because you're more far apart than similar. The more similar you are, now you don't have to be exact. If you're too similar, that can be a problem too. Then you got to have some differences, but you got to have more similarities and differences. It's got to be a balance. You got to at least, be similar around 51%.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I agree. Okay. I totally agree with that.
Should we continue?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, they're not ready to build. They're looking to be rescued. A lot of folks are scared of sitting with themselves, so they latch onto the connection, hoping it'll give them purpose. But that kind of pressure crushes the bond before it has time to breathe. You're right. People mistake chemistry for compatibility. They overvalue potential and ignore patterns. And entitlement. It's everywhere. Folks think they're owed love just because they feel deeply or have been through pain, but love doesn't work like that. It's not compensation, it's collaboration. Yeah, a relationship is collaboration.
That's a good word.
And the thing is, where they said people mistake chemistry for compatibility. This is where sexual attraction comes into place. Okay, man and woman get together, they're sexually attracted to each other. And the sex is great, but there's no emotional bond. There's no mental bond. The communication's not there.
Like they have nothing to talk about.
Like what I've always looked for is a combination of everything. Like I don't need to have the absolute most gorgeous woman. She needs to be reasonably attractive. But what's more important is can we have an emotional bond and do we have more similarities and differences, and are we able to communicate? Which is why it was crucial for me whenever I met someone from Match.com that they would be open to having at least a 1 hour phone conversation before we would meet, and then we will need to meet within the next few days. Because if you don't meet within the next few days after a great conversation like that, then it all fizzles away.
Yeah, because when you're on a dating site like
you
that,
have too many options.
Then you have too many options, and
you're going to go with the next.
My gosh, what if somebody comes in with a better option than he did?
Yeah, you might get a better offer, right?
But then that better offer
that better offer would fucking replace me, right?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. But in the long run,
I'm not the best offer. It's all good. It's all good.
All right,
man.
I won't say what I was.
No, say what you're going to say, baby. I love you. It's all good.
No, I was just going to say it was. Then there's you. You're different.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And you're different too. And that's why we're different in a good way, meaning that I fit more of the criteria you were looking for. And same on the flip side. You fit more of the criteria I was looking for.
Yeah.
And so that's why it worked, and it's still working.
Well, I had a lot of people do. You have those quote unquote imaginary boxes that people will check.
That you check? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, has a job? Check. Has all his teeth? Check. You know, like there's certain things that it's like, those are the basic things that you need in a relationship that's going to make you happy. So if you find those basics, then you build on those. It's like where your foundation of your relationship starts. And if you don't have a foundation, everything's going to fall down.
Absolutely. Let's continue because we're at an hour 44. We need to wrap this up in about 15, 16 minutes here.
Let's go.
Okay. Real relationships require emotional discipline, not just emotional expression, but in a world full of distractions and self-importance, not enough people are doing the unsexy work, accountability, consistency, restraint, and self-regulation. What I'm going to say here real quick, and then I'm going to have you respond before we get to the next one. It's a crazy busy world we live in, primarily because everything's gone digital. Everything is fast-paced nowadays, to the point of where people are not taking the time to get to know each other. They're not giving that person a 1-hour phone call that they're talking to on an app like Match.com, right? Or Match.com, the site, right? If people that are looking for a relationship just took a little more time, just an hour or two more time before, or an hour or two of time before meeting someone, you could actually save yourself a lot of time and heartache, and same with the other person.
Well, I think speaking on the phone first is very important.
It is.
You're able.
Communication skills.
Well, it shows communication, but it also, when you're not facing a person, you can be a little bit more raw. And I think if you're making that first phone call and deciding whether or not this person is compatible,
like the lovebirds right there.
Yeah.
You see how cool that is? They have like a heart in the middle of them, right? Sorry,
we lost communication there.
I'm sorry, baby. I saw the lovebirds and I was thinking about what you were saying, and I saw the lovebirds. And
well, that's great. So what was I saying?
Communication. You were talking about communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why I think, like, if you can communicate before you meet, put it out there. Because why are you going to waste your time and that person's time if you already know going into
You're testing to see if the other person is able to communicate as effectively as you are, right?
And receptive to who you are.
Right.
And your past that's built you to who you are today. So yeah, it's like vetting the person, but
exactly
both of you are doing it.
Exactly.
And so then you decide, okay, are you worth my time to meet? It's all about your time, and you decide who is worth your time.
Absolutely.
And that, that's a good basis, because if you're giving options to people, that basically are a waste of your time, then you're wasting your time on finding that special person. Don't go back to comfort each time, because obviously you're doing it over and over again. That equals insanity. So you need to make a change.
And no, I'm good. What's interesting, babe?
What?
Let's get to the next posting, because it has to do with exactly what you just said here. Okay.
What?
So if we go over to the next subreddit, in the subreddit r/askmen, the question is, why do the vast majority of relationships fail? And if you look at the screen there, it says communication failures. Communication is key. The biggest failure to communication is believing it ever happened in the first place.
Truth.
Root is this: don't communicate early in the relationship or stop communicating during, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what you're trying to say. Well,
you're dumb then.
LOL. That was a weird thing. Sorry, root of why relationships fail, you put fall, but it's fail, is the lack of communication. Either they don't learn to do it early, or it breaks down over time. And let's read one more. We'll give a response. Communication. It is a skill that needs to be practiced and polished daily as a couple. Right.
Agreed.
Agreed to that. Yeah. From the little unimportant daily stuff to the things that turn our world upside down. We need to be able that should be two, communicate with our partners what we like, what we dislike in order to set boundaries and establish agreements that we both see as logical. It is basically acting as a team. You train every day for the big game of life. Amen. How many times have I said that you're my teammate?
Oh, yeah.
How many times have I emphasized? There were times, this was more so before your recovery and you were getting a little more emotional, and I can understand that. But still, every now and then, we all have our moments. You have your moments. You question me on stuff, right? And then I say, babe, we're teammates. You'll say sometimes, oh, I'm not really a part of the GNA, or, you're making all these decisions. And lately I've made more of an effort to be even more clear that you are involved in the decision-making process, right? And anytime you would question in the past, all I would say is that we're on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
You're arguing your teammate. Now, I understand you're also a lady, you have emotions, you've been going through stuff. As a man, you got to fucking understand that, or your relationship will fail. If you don't understand the simple fact that your woman is female, then you're done. You're cooked, right?
Yeah. I just think that, like, that's where, I'm thinking maybe some men don't want the frilly woman. They want more of a down to earth, maybe a girl next door type of woman to be with. And that's when you can find out, oh, she's trying to climb the corporate ladder and she's trying to bake the best apple pie. Who do I want to go with?
Mm-hmm.
Because more than likely, if you go with that apple pie making girl, then that's going to bring you more down to home roots, where climbing the ladder lady, should be
Climb the ladder lady. I love how you say that, baby. That's great.
She's going to be work oriented and driven, and not be kid driven or family driven. She'll be the one that always has to miss, like, family parties because she's working. Now, do you want that as a partner? I don't. So it's all choices, and you find that out really early when you find out their priorities. That's why that first phone call, you find out those priorities. What makes you tick? What do you like? And then on the flip side, what grinds your gears? What don't you like? And then you're like, oh, hey, I don't like that either. And I really like that. Maybe we should hang out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Enough said.
Yeah, let's continue. This is pretty interesting stuff. This next one is from the subreddit r/dating advice, dating_advice. And the original poster's title is, in 2023, this is just a couple of years ago, so still fairly new, what's the main reason you think relationships fail? This includes new relationships, long-term relationships, marriages, or why they don't even get off the ground. Well, if they don't get off the ground, then they're
not a relationship.
There's no sexual attraction. There was never any attraction. And attraction includes sexual and non-sexual and mental, emotional attraction. All that shit comes into play. Let's see. Olya777 says, absolutely unrealistic expectations and unwillingness to put in the work due to the false perception that the grass is greener on the other side. That's huge.
Oh.
This is the GOTS syndrome. The GOTS is what they would call it online. Grass is greener on the other side. You don't put the I in that acronym. GGOTS. Everyone, to a certain extent, is always going to have in their head, and when you're single, that is the grass greener on the other side? Now, when you've been with somebody for 4 years, obviously you don't have the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. This is more so at the beginning of a relationship. It's more so, when you're going on dates and stuff. or you start dating someone the first month or two, and then you're like, okay, is this something that I want to commit to forever, for a long time, forever? Is there something better for me out there? I think everybody has that.
I think it happens at the beginning.
But then...
And then I also think it happens around 15 years because you become, or anywhere between 7 and 15, because at that point you become highly into just a routine, and it's wake up, get the kids ready, go to work, come home, have dinner, maybe watch a program, maybe have intimacy if they're not too fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
And then it's bed. And it's just the same fucking routine every day.
It's a repetitive cycle, but here's the thing.
But that's why I'm saying, like, they may have intimacy. And the fact is that at those times, it's pretty standard that the romance level decreases as the relationship goes on. You're not going to be 5 nights, a week. You might be 3 nights, you might be 2 nights. And,
yeah, but
it starts to slow down.
I can understand that, but the thing is that you have emotional intimacy. You have to have some type of bond, like, because I know when you were raising kids, when anyone raises kids, and then both people are working to be able to afford to pay our lifestyle nowadays, you need a dual income. So, there's a lot more going on, and it takes a lot more energy. At the end of the day, you're pooped, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. And if there isn't as much sex happening, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. If there's an emotional bond, mental bond, yes, you should be having sex when you can and do that. But this is because of the way the modern world has become, Dave. The way the modern world has become, you need a dual income to survive.
Yeah, but my thing is, what I'm saying is, yes, you do need all that.
Usually you need.
So life becomes this freaking routine. There's nothing exciting. There's no sparks. There's no extra fun.
It's the same old shit, different day. It's the same shit. They call that the SSDD syndrome, baby. You're talking about same shit, different day, right?
Yes, I am. And that's why people think at times, is the grass greener on the other side.
Right.
I could have said that 10 minutes ago,
but
you've interrupted me 3 times.
Oh, no, we're just bantering. It's bantering.
Well, it's not bantering when I'm trying to say something.
I thought you were bantering with, okay, baby. See,
I'm sorry. It's just that when I have a thought, I've got to get it across to you before it flies off.
Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm still learning. Every day.
No, you're just a little excited today.
Well, it's our anniversary, our real anniversary. I'm excited because it actually is the real day. And
does that mean we're not walking tonight?
I don't know, baby. I don't know. Anyway, you don't have to ask that on the pre-recorded podcast. It's going to be put out 3 days later. But anyway, let's continue here. Let's continue. Let's see. Relationships take work. The online dating market creates a false sense that it is as easy as a few swipes to fix the existing problem, aka person, and get someone new. Well, you got to take the time to get to know someone. You can use online dating as long as you do it properly. Okay? You're going to have people message you. Take the person that interests you the most. Ask them for their number. Have a phone conversation. See how that goes. I'd say if it lasts at least 45 minutes to an hour and you were able to just sit there and have a naturally unforced, unrushed conversation, you can see that they're interested and you can show them your interest. Then you meet in the next day or two. You got to go boom, 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 but you got to do your vetting properly. And that's what they're saying here is that people are not willing to. It doesn't even take a whole lot of time, but people are too damn lazy nowadays. They're going to say they're busy. It's more too damn lazy to put in a little bit more work to initially vet someone. And if it's not the right one, then they can go to their next option after that. That's waiting in the queue for men and women. Now, women get a lot. A woman's queue is much larger than a man's, but any reasonable man's going to have at least 2 to 5 women that are messaging him. Women may have 20, 50, or 100, depending. But
well, I mean, when I was on dating sites, I had just maybe 2 or 3 at times I'd be messaging with, and then it would be like I'd cut one of them out, be done, you know, and it was like vetting 3 of them at a time,
Mhm.
you know, who's the best,
yeah.
who's the best fit,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's how I feel like about Eli and myself. We've been 2 puzzle pieces that have been lost, and somebody just found them and completed the puzzle.
It's a great way to put it. I'm glad you said it. It means something when you say it. Thank you very much.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat that pumpkin. Oh my gosh, he got me the best pumpkin cheesecake thing last night.
Oh, from Lucky, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Let's continue. Instead of running away at any sign of discomfort and opportunity to grow together, folks should learn to evaluate what is a red flag versus what is a difference they need to learn to overcome through realistic expectations. People aren't custom sandwiches. Well, like what we just said, vet your people out. That's all that boils down to.
Yeah,
you know,
nobody's a carbon
don't
copy.
meet someone without having at least a 45 minute to an hour phone call over the phone. You don't have to do it through video. You're already seeing people's pictures. A lot of people, some people say, I only do video because I want to make sure you're not catfishing me. Well, listen, if somebody catfishes you, like, honestly, you'll be able to tell if somebody is planning on catfishing you.
They're not going to want to meet up with you.
Well, when you get on the phone, then you're going to be able to tell that they're kind of a bit off. And you're probably not going to want to meet them anyway. People that are not catfishing you are going to sound normal and are going to be interested in the conversation. And
they're not going to love bomb you. They're going to come in.
Yeah, they're not going to try to fool you.
Yeah, they're going to come in soft and build up that approach, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about.
It's not just how you doing. It's not about that.
And here's the thing. You know, women have come across a lot of crazy men. Women have a natural instinct that tells them if this guy is more safe than not. They can never be 100% sure, but women know, you know, if somebody, at least initially, you know, is a safe person to be around. That phone call will say a lot about that too for women. Let's go to the last one, since we're still on this page here. The last Reddit posting, we are at 1 hour, so we're at 2 hours and 2 minutes. The last posting is from the subreddit r_relationship_advice again. Why do so many modern relationships fail today? Hey there. Have been thinking of this a lot and want to know what others think. I have many ideas as to why modern relationships fail more. I want to know how others see it from experience, what makes us less capable of forming strong partnerships. You ready for me to go over one? That's too long. I'm not going to go over that one. I'll go over one here and then we're going to wrap it up. Totally agree with you. As you get older, you have so much more knowledge and experience. Well, somebody was talking about experience, I guess, in the last one. That's true. Personally, having experienced a very abusive, toxic, and dysfunctional marriage, for you was a relationship. I am so much better equipped today and finally met the most amazing man ever because I stayed single for 5 years, enjoyed my time to raise my son. We probably went banging every now and then. I mean, that's okay. Guys do that. Enjoy my time to raise my son and to reflect on my wants and needs. I never settled and now have an easy, calm, fun, and fabulous relationship. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that also. I found I did not give enough time in between my relationships for me to heal from one to another. So I agree. You have to have a good 5 years of being on your own. And yeah, spending that time in raising your child is a great distraction from being quote unquote lonely and not having companionship. Now there's a difference between a child's companionship and an adult, obviously. But when you at least have one version of companionship, you're not out so hungry for the other. You know, you could take your time and really figure out who you are. You know, it's like you got to vet yourself. You got to figure out what's going on inside you.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. But here's the thing, one more thing, and then we're going to start wrapping it up with final thoughts. I mean, for some people, it might take 5 years. I wouldn't necessarily give advice to take 5 years for yourself. I would say take time for yourself as long as you need, meaning that it could be 3 months, it could be a year, it could be 5 years. I honestly think no matter what anyone says, I'm going to take 5 years off. It never works that way. When the right person comes into your life, whether you think you're ready for it or not, it just happens.
Yeah, it happens.
So the thing is, I think what happened with this woman and what happens with people in general is that they go through a breakup and they say, fuck, I'm hurt. I don't want to be dealing with this shit. I need more time to myself. I need self-reflection. Maybe I want to lose some weight. Maybe I want to, focus more on my career or something, or getting into a new career. That's fine. But here's the thing, regardless of what you're doing, when the right person comes along, you're going to not even be able to control how you feel about them. Feelings are uncontrollable. Now, if the feelings are not mutual, then, you got to just let it go and move on, because then you got a harassment case and all that shit. You don't want to deal with that shit. But the point of the matter is, if something is meant to be, it's going to happen whether you want it to happen or not, or whether you want it to happen at a certain time or not. And so that's what I think happened between us.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
That's right. That song, yes. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sing it.
BB Rexa.
That's right. And any other final thoughts, babe? Your final thoughts? Anything?
No, I mean, I think I was pretty, elaborate on everything I said. And so I really don't feel I have any final thoughts other than, love each other, listen to each other.
I love you.
I love you.
Love you. Love you. This is the love. Look at that. We got the lovebirds back there and the lovebirds up here.
Yep.
And that's, you know what? I'm not going to add anything more to that. That was a beautiful way to end the show, in my opinion. You ready to start wrapping this baby up, baby?
Wrap it up.
All right. Let's start wrapping this baby up. All right. You've been listening to episode number 25 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. And today's topic was why most relationships fail. One more time. Episode number 25 was about why most relationships fail. Now, to remind all of you, if you are listening to us on the audio-only podcast networks such as Apple, Spotify, your very favorite, as always, iHeartRadio, also Amazon's Audible, YouTube's Music, and the rest of the audio-only podcast network. If you're listening audio-only, go below the description of wherever you're at, and you'll see a link to connect with us on YouTube and to also watch the video version of the podcast, which is the same thing as the audio version, but with video. We actually record it with video, and then we extract the audio from the video to upload to the podcast service. And that's it. It's the same thing, but you can see us and anything that we put on the screen and stuff like that.
I think it's relatable when you can see us. You can relate to us a little bit more.
Absolutely. So, go, when you click on the link to the video version of the podcast, you'll get to our main channel, GNA Genuine Personal Development. When you go there, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and you won't miss anything while you're there. Go below the description of that video, and then look for our secondary live streaming channel, GNA2 Genuine Live Personal Development. Go there, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, because I go live there, if not every day, almost every day, 350 out of the 365 days out of the year, and sometimes Don joins me. With that being said, it's time to go, baby. Have a good one. Take care, baby, and what? As always, what?
Be good to each
Be good to each other.